Hey guys, it's Mooty here, and I have an Ubers battle, and I just wanted to tell you guys that this battle is really good, so I'd really appreciate it if you left a like, but it does feature both the Primal evolutions and Megas, because apparently you can have both Primal evolutions and a Mega on your team. Yeah, that's what Ubers is right now. So I put some Ubers Pokemon together, grabbed some other random things, and although my Groudon isn't like EV'd and some of the other stuff isn't EV'd, this is just here for like the sake of showing you guys how cool all the animations are, especially the Primal evolutions. And there are a couple like interesting bits in here where I didn't know that they would happen, but I guess I can explain it as I go along. So I ended up leading off with Dialga because I assumed that most of his team is dragon type, so he might lead off with a dragon, and that way I felt like Dialga was a pretty solid lead. However, he leads off with Deoxys, in which case I expected him to have a fighting type attack, and I really didn't feel safe coming in. So once Rayquaza came in, I wasn't too sure about my switch-in because Rayquaza has the thing where either it can be special, or it can be physical, or it can be mixed. And because of that, it's kind of like iffy to tell. So I kind of took the chance here because I really didn't feel like I wanted to risk, I guess, finding out with any other Pokemon what type of Rayquaza he was. So I risked staying in, actually lived, which I was kind of surprised about because Giratina is more of a physical wall than a special, and I was able to get a Will-O-Wisp off on the off chance that he was a mixed set or he has some physical attacks. It would basically cripple him and make him useless. So now you withdraw Rayquaza, and I'm pretty sure I do not end up staying in here because really it's not in my best interest when I could still preserve Giratina because I have rest. So I do end up switching out, and he ends up switching out back into Deoxys, which really is not a favorable matchup for me. I do switch out into Metagross here, which I think between all of Deoxys' attacks, he really didn't have much for me. So this is actually the one scenario where him going into Deoxys was actually good for me, and I'm able to Mega Evolve my Metagross. And Metagross looks so awesome. And this was a Metagross set that I just got off of my old game. Not exactly the ideal for the current meta, but I was able to get a crit Meteor Mash off of the Rayquaza, which I think he was trying to sack it off in the first place, so I guess it didn't really matter. And now he goes into Groudon, and this is where the first Primal evolution happens, and the animation takes forever, but it looks so awesome. I cannot get over it. So his Groudon comes out, and there is no reason for me to stay in because his fire-type attacks are super effective against me, as well as any ground-type attacks. So really, there's no reason for me to stay in when I still feel like I need Metagross for some things such as Deoxys. So here I felt like, if anything, I'm sacking off Giratina, and if he ends up setting up Stealth Rocks, then I kinda might have a shot at resting up my damage, because he goes for Fire Punch on the Furmas that he thought that in the sun it would have killed, and it left me at 4 HP. It did burn me, however I used rest, so I go right back up to full. This is a rest sleep talk set. It's really bulky, it's really annoying, and it's meant to deal with physical attackers. So I do know, like, now that I have Giratina around, I feel a lot more confident once I did get the rest off, and seeing how much his Dragon Claws are even doing, I feel pretty confident staying in, because to me, it seemed like borderline 3-hit KO, but I really didn't think it was going to be 3-hit KO, so I kind of took the chance with rest. I could have switched into Heatran, but I didn't feel safe going into Heatran because I didn't have like a balloon. On the off chance he decided to go for Earthquake or something like that, Heatran would have been dead, so I ended up risking it and staying it in with Giratina. I do get a Dragon Tail off, so I get to switch out the Mega, and I always thought it was weird how once the Mega, not the Mega, but the Primal disappears, then the weather just like poof goes away. That's the whole concept of it. So really, the one thing I really did not like to see comes in. I really did not want to see this thing. So I went into my own Groudon, kind of like, I want to see what he would do, kind of as fodder, because not gonna lie, I just brought this Groudon because I really wanted to see what it would look like. I wanted to try out its signature move, which unfortunately I didn't get a chance to do, but maybe in another battle I'll have a chance to do that. So once again, we go through the whole Primal evolution, and this is also going to show you guys that you can also run both of the Primals on one team if they still allow that. So he predicted me to switch, and or not, well, rather he just went for the Ice Beam for neutral, and then his other attack is going to be able to take me out. Unfortunate, but I kind of had to sack something off because Deoxys is just so powerful. And although it is extremely frail, its attack power is enormous. So now I'm going to take this opportunity to go into Metagross because I do know, especially while his stats are lowered, he can't do anything to me. So I feel really confident staying in, and I figured if I go for a Meteor Mash, I also have that chance of getting the attack boost. It's not a very big chance, but I'll hit whatever comes in for stab, decent damage, and potentially get an attack boost. I didn't get the attack boost, but here once he goes into Zekrom, I knew that Zekrom doesn't really have any attacks that would threaten me out because he usually just carries Dragon Claw, Bolt Strike, Volt Switch, and basically both of its stab attacks, and nothing to really threaten me out, so I felt confident staying in. And now he goes into his Kyogre. Now I can't stay in on this thing. Like, there's no way I'm taking a Water Spout, there's no way I'm taking a Surf, there's no way I'm taking a Thunder. So, as I did predict him to switch out, unfortunately my attack misses. I miss out on some damage, but I guess that's what happens. Most of Metagross's attacks aren't exactly reliable. So here I expected him to go for a Surf or a Water Spout, and because I'm not carrying any items on my Pokemon apart from the Mega Stones and the Primal Stones, I don't have Assault Vest on my Dialga as I normally would, so this is doing a chunk load of damage, and there's really no way that I'm going to be able to survive this. I ended up going for the Draco Meteor on the off chance that he was going to switch into Zekrom here, and I figured even if he stayed in, I could at least get a decent amount on Kyogre to where I brought him down to about half, and then I'm pretty sure that if I came in with my own Kyogre, then I'd be able to kill him off with Thunder, because normally at full, Kyogre's not going to take out another Kyogre with a Thunder. They're both powerful, but they're also both bulky. So I took this opportunity to go into mine, and let me tell you guys, this is my shiny Kyogre, and its Primal Evolution looks so amazing. The first time I saw it, I was just dying because it looks so amazing. It's just black, it's got purple, and literally, this is like all my dreams come true. It looks so amazing. I really wish I could have seen what Groudons look like. Maybe not as amazing, but really, I love Kyogre so much. It's one of my favorite Pokemon, and I love seeing its primal form just have such a good design. So I'm able to outspeed, kill him with the Thunder, and now that he goes in with Zekrom, I cannot do anything to this thing. He resists my Thunder, he resists my Water type attacks, and I don't have Ice Beam on this thing, so I have to switch out. Even if I did have Ice Beam, I didn't want to risk him outspeeding me. So here I went into Heatran on the off chance he predicted me to switch out into maybe one of my dragons, if I still have a dragon. I don't quite remember offhand, but I was expecting him to attack me with one of his stabs, and I knew that I could take it well enough, so Heatran is here for that. Now, here comes the problem Pokemon once again, Deoxys. It really did give me a lot of trouble in this battle, and I was kind of hoping here he would over-predict, but he doesn't. But at the very least, I ended up sacking off Heatran, and he gets to lose out on some attack and defense. And I figured that if I have to sack off Heatran like this, it's already too late for me to set up Stealth Rock anyway. It was pointless. So now I can come in with Metagross. I know he's already weakened, and his stats are dropped. So he sees his only option as Extreme Speed. I figured I could take this opportunity to go for a Meteor Mash and try and kill him, potentially get an attack boost, but that doesn't happen, so he goes for another Extreme Speed. Still continuing to try the Meteor Mash, even though it did miss the first time, on the off chance also that he did have Focus Sash. I wanted to make sure that I could at least get a chunk of damage off and then Bullet Punch to death, but actually get the attack raise. I'm just sitting here like, well, maybe now I could just sweep the rest of his team. However, because this Metagross is from an older generation where investing full speed in Metagross wasn't exactly popular, I get outsped and I get wrecked. So I wasn't expecting that, but that's my own fault for not really knowing my own stats. It was here just to show you guys how awesome it looked. So here I went to my Giratina. Really, I was just kind of hoping that I could get off another rest because I did burn off 2 turns of sleep earlier, and I mean there was maybe the tiny chance that I could have lived, but other than that, Giratina was kind of useless. I wasn't really able to do much with him at that low percent of health. So now, because another reason I wanted Giratina is because I thought when I came in with Kyogre, I wouldn't be able to get my ability off, because I assumed once one ability was out, the other one wouldn't overlap. But in this case, apparently the abilities do overlap, so if you come out after the other primal evolution, that ability takes over, or at least in this case, it did take over, which I wasn't expecting. So now, once I get the Groudon out of the way, I actually feel like I have a chance until I see Latios. I see Latios and I'm like, well, you resist Thunder, you resist Surf, you resist Water Spout, and that ends up being his Mega as well. I know I'm in the rain, but there's no way I'm outspeeding a Latios, so I ended up going for a Surf in the rain because Water Spout would have been severely weakened once he attacked me, and I got off a decent amount of damage with Surf, and then judging from the amount his attack did to me, I assumed I could live one more, and I knew that my only chance was going to be in trying to get a Thunder paralysis, really. So I went for the Thunder. That was really all I could do, and I actually managed to, first of all, bring him down low enough to where Surf would kill and get the paralysis. So here I'm like, well, I could kill him off with a Surf, and I'm actually going to bring this game down to 1-0, if anything. And his last Pokemon is Zekrom, which I really didn't think I was going to outspeed. And even if I did, he resists Surf. It is in the rain, but there's no way that's going to kill him. So, first of all, I did manage to outspeed, and barring any crits, he wins. It did bring him down severely low, a lot more than I expected, but there he goes for the Volt Switch. I'm like, you know, if that missed, you probably would have been so angry you should have gone for the Volt Switch, but it was a really good battle, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed the animations and everything, but this is just a little insight as to how the Primal evolutions work, that you can also run Megas alongside Primals, and I just figured it was a really good match, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as I did, and if you did, I would really appreciate a like, and as always, I love you guys so very much, and have a wonderful day, and bye.